Dear friends, Pinotani, thank you for joining us today as well to our daily Buddha Puja, Padita Chanting, Dhamma reflection and meditation. So we broadcast this daily live so that you can participate from home during this lockdown time, dedicate some time in the evening for your religious practices, especially during this rains retreat, when traditionally we do the same beyond the lockdown times. This is the time when monks retreat in one place for 3 months, and the devotees get together to listen to Dhamma sermon every day in traditional countries where Buddhism is the majority or the prime religion. But we do try to maintain the same practice around wherever monks retreat. So therefore, we are also broadcasting this so that you can participate from home. So this, as you know, will continue until 24th October when we hold our Kathina or robe offering ceremony. And we have been fortunate that there are lots of sponsors throughout the Vas retreat. So today we have the Puja and Dhamma sermon sponsored by Mr. Chandima Samahandi and Mrs. Gayani Kalugalge with their children Shanaya and Taruk. The intention is to bless their parents as well as a close friend, Mrs. Vinita Malkanti. The blessings of the triple gem for good health, happiness, success, and especially during this time. May all of you also enjoy good health and have the protection of the triple gem for your well-being. So the dedication by Chandim and Gayani is that all the online community and whoever listens to this will be well, happy and peaceful, and also take the opportunity to practice the Dhamma as always. So first of all, to observe 5 precepts, say Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa 3 times to observe 5 precepts. Buddhang saranang gacchami Dhammang saranang gacchami Sanghang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami කාමේසු මිච්ඡාචාරා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. මුසාවාදා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. සුරාමේරය මජ්ජපමා දට්ඨානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. තිසරණේන සද්ධෙන් පංචශීලං ධම්මං අප්පමාදේන සම්පාදේ තබ්බං. So join us in the Buddha Puja. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho. Vichacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu. Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarathi sattha deva manussanang buddho bhagavati. Buddhaṃ jīvitaṃ yāva nibbānaṃ saranaṃ gacchāmi. Ye ca buddhā atītā ca ye ca buddhā anāgatā. Paccapannā ca ye buddhā ahaṃ vandāmi sabbadā. Nathi me saranaṃ aññaṃ buddho me saranaṃ varaṃ. Etena sacca vajjena hotu me jaya mangalaṃ. Uttamangena vandehaṃ pādapaṃ suvaruttamam. Buddheyo kalito doso buddho khametu taṃ mamam. Swakhato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko. Ehi passiko opanayiko paccattaṃ veditambo viññuhiti. Dhammaṃ jīvitaṃ yāva nibbānaṃ saranaṃ gacchāmi. Ye ca dhammā atītā ca ye ca dhammā anāgatā. Paccapannā ca ye dhammā ahaṃ vandāmi sabbadā. Nathi me saranaṃ aññaṃ dhammo me saranaṃ varaṃ. Etena sacca vajjena hotu me jaya mangalaṃ. Uttamangena vandehaṃ saṅghaṃ ca tividottamam. Sangheyo khalito doso sangho khametu taṃ mamam. Ghanasarapadittena dīpena tamadhaṃsina. Tilokadīpaṃ sambuddhaṃ pujayāmi tamonudam. Gandha sambhara yuttena dhupena ahaṃ sugandhina. Pujaye pujaniyantam puja bhajanamuttamam Vannagandhe gunapetam etam kusuma santatim Pujayami munindassa siripada saroruhe Pujemi buddham kusumena nena punyena metena ca hotu mokkam Puppang milayati yatai dhamme kayo tatayati vinasa bhavang Adhivasetu no bhante paniyang parikapitam Anukampang upadaya patiganhatu uttama Adhivasetu no bhante gilana paccayang imang Anukampang upadaya patiganhatu uttama Adhivasetu no bhante bhesajjang parikappitam Anukampang upadaya patiganhatu uttama Adhivasetu no bhante sabbang saddhaya pujitam Anukampang upadaya patiganhatu uttama Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbathani supatitthitang Saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddharupang sakalang sada Yassa mule nisinno ve sabbari vijayang aka Patto sabbanyutang sattha vandetam bodhipadapang Ime ete mahabodhi lokanathena pujita Aham pite namassami bodhiraja namattute Kayena vaca cittena pamadena maya katang Acayang khamami bhante bhuri panya tathagata Kayena vaca cittena pamadena maya katang Acayang khamami dhamma sanditthika akalika Kayena vaca cittena pamadena maya katang Acayang khamami sangha supatipanna anuttara Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang Sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatang punya sampadang Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Idammi ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo Idammi ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo Idammi ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo Imina punya kammine mami bala samagamo Satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana pattiya Idammi punyang asavakkaya vahang hotu Samba dukkha pamuncatu Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu So you have been joining us to our daily broadcast of Buddha Puja, Paritta chanting, Dhamma reflection and meditation. So today the kind sponsors, Mr. Chandima Sammuhandi and Mrs. Gayani Kalugalage, along with their children Shanaya and Taruk, have sponsored the event, enabling you to participate from home. They would like to bless everyone in the family for good health, happiness and success. And especially they would like to bless the mother of their good friend, Mrs. Vinita Malkanti, for good health, speedy recovery and enjoy good health throughout. So with those kind intention, they have made this available for you today. We also dedicate, as usual, for the online community. May you all be well, happy and peaceful. May the blessings of the chanting be conducive for your well-being, especially good health during this time. So we dedicate the chanting also to the key workers, the NHS staff, doctors and nurses. May they have more courage and determination to continue the valuable services, looking after patients, especially COVID-19 patients and their families. May all the patients have speedy recovery as well. May you all be well, happy and peaceful. So we are chanting Girimananda Sutta today upon request. So we would like to dedicate this to all of you for your well-being, especially good health. So Girimananda Sutta was uttered by the Buddha. Whenever Girimananda was ill, the Buddha gave these 10 perceptions for reflection, and upon reflection it is recorded that he recovered quickly from his illness and enjoyed good health. So please listen to the chantings with great attention and respect. Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajassa Sunantu Saggamokkhadang Parittasavana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Parittasavana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta Parittasavana Kalu Ayang Bhadanta. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Evaṁ me sutaṁ ekaṁ samayang bhagava Savatthiyang viharati jetavane anatha pindikassa arami Tena kopana samayena ayasma girimanando abadiko hoti dukkito balhagilano Atako ayasma anando yena bhagavate nupasankami Upasankamitva bhagavantang abhivadetva ekamantang nisidi Ekamantang nisinno ko ayasma anando bhagavantang etadavoce Ayasma bhante girimanando abadiko dukkito balhagilano Sadhu bhante bhagavayena yasma girimanando te nupasankamatu Anukampang upadayati Sachiko tvang ananda girimanandassa bhikkhuno upasankamitva Dasa sanya bhaseyasi Thānaṁ panetāṁ vijjati yang girimanandassa bhikkhuno dasa saññā suttvā so ābādho thāna so patippasambheyya katame dasa anicca saññā anatta saññā asubha saññā ādīnava saññā Pahana saññā virāga saññā nirodha saññā sabba loke anabhirata saññā sabba saṅkhāresu anicca saññā ānāpāna sati katamācānanda anicca saññā idhānanda bhikkhu aranyagato vā rukkhamūlagato vā suññāgāragato vā iti patisañcikkati rūpaṁ aniccaṁ vedanā anicca saññā anicca saṅkhārā anicca viññānaṁ aniccanti iti imesu pancasu pādānakkhandhesu aniccanupassī viharati ayaṁ uccatānanda anicca saññā katamācānanda anatta saññā idhānanda bhikkhu aranyagato vā rukkhamūlagato vā suññāgāragato vā iti patisañcikkati Cakkhaṁ anattā rūpā anattā sotaṁ anattā saddhā anattā gahānaṁ anattā gandhā anattā jivhā anattā rasā anattā kāyo anattā pottabba anattā mano anattā dhamma anattāti iti mesu chasu ajjhattika bāhiresu āyatanesu anattānupassī viharati ayaṁ uccatānanda anatta saññā katamācānanda asubha saññā idhānanda bhikkhu imameva kāyaṁ uddhaṁ pādatalā adho kesa matthakā taca pariyantaṁ pūraṁ nānappakārassa asucino pacca vekkati athimasmiन् kāye kesā loma nakā dantā taco maṅsaṁ naharu atthi miñjā vakkaṁ hadayaṁ kilomakaṁ Pihakaṁ pappāsaṁ antaṁ antagunaṁ udariyaṁ karīsaṁ pittaṁ sembhaṁ pubbo lohitaṁ sedo mido asuvasa khelo singhānikā lasika muttanti iti masmiन् kāye asubhānupassī viharati ayaṁ uccatānanda asubha saññā katamācānanda ādīnava saññā idhānanda bhikkhu aranyagato vā rukkhamūlagato vā suññāgāragato vā iti patisañcikkati bahu dukkho kho ayaṁ kāyo bahu ādīnavo iti masmiन् kāye vividhā ābādhā uppajjanti Seyyatidang Cakkurogo sotarogo gahanarogo juharogo kayarogo Sisarogo kannarogo mukarogo dantarogo kaso saso pinaso daho Jaro kuchirogo muccapakhandika sula visuchika Kutthaṁ gandho kilāso soso apamāro daddu kandu kacchu rakasa vitachika lohita pittaṁ madhumeho aṅsāpīlaka bhagandala Pitta samutthāna ābādhā sembha samutthāna ābādhā vāta samutthāna ābādhā sannipātika ābādhā Utuparināmaja ābādhā visama parihāraja ābādhā opakkamika ābādhā Kamma vipakaja abadha sitang unhang jigacha pipasa uccaro passavoti iti masmin kaye adinavana passi viherati ayang uccatananda adinava sanya katamacananda pahana sanya idhananda bhikkhu uppannang kama vitakkang nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti byanti karoti anabhavang gameti uppannang vyapada vitakkang nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti byanti karoti anabhavang gameti uppannang vihingsa vitakkang nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti byanti karoti anabhavang gameti uppannuppanne papake akusale dhamme nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti byanti karoti anabhavang gameti ayang uccatananda pahana sanya katamacananda viraga sanya idhananda bhikkhu aranyagato va rukkhamulagato va sunyagāragato va iti patisancikkhati etang santang etang panitang yadidang sabba sankhara samatho Sambhu padipati nissaggo tanhakhayo virago nibbananti ayang uccatananda viraga sanya katamacananda nirodha sanya idhananda bhikkhu aranyagato va rukkhamulagato va sunyagāragato va iti patisancikkhati etang santang etang panitang yadidang sabba sankhara samatho sambhu padipati nissaggo tanhakhayo nirodho nibbananti ayang uccatananda nirodha sanya katamacananda sabba loke anabhirata sanya idhananda bhikkhu ye loke upayupadana cetaso aditthana bhinivesānusayate pajahanto viramati napadiyanto ayang uccatananda sabba loke anabhirata sanya katamacananda sabba sankharesu anicca sanya idhananda bhikkhu sabba sankharehi atti yati harayati jigucchati ayang uccatananda sabba sankharesu anicca sanya katamacananda ānāpānasati idhananda bhikkhu aranyagato va rukkhamulagato va sunyagāragato va nisidati pallankang abhujitva ujungkāyang panidhāye parimukhang sating upaṭṭhapetva so sato va assa sati sato passa sati dighang va assa santo dighang assa samiti pajanati dighang va passa santo dighang passa samiti pajanati rassang va assa santo rassang assa samiti pajanati rassang va passa santo rassang passa samiti pajanati sambakaya patisangvedi assa sissamiti sikkhati sambakaya patisangvedi passa sissamiti sikkhati passambhayang kaya sankharang assa sissamiti sikkhati passambhayang kaya sankharang passa sissamiti sikkhati pīti patisangvedi assa sissamiti sikkhati pīti patisangvedi passa sissamiti sikkhati Sukhapati Sangvedi Assa Sissami Sikkati. Sukhapati Sangvedi Passa Sissami Sikkati. Chitta Sankhara Pati Sangvedi Assa Sissami Sikkati. Chitta Sankhara Pati Sangvedi Passa Sissami Sikkati. Passambhayan Chitta Sankharam Assa Sissami Sikkati. Passambhayan Chitta Sankharam Passa Sissami Sikkati. Chittapati Sangvedi Assa Sissami Sikkati. Chittapati Sangvedi Passa Sissami Sikkati. Samadahang Chittang Assa Sissami Sikkati. Samadahang Chittang Passa Sissami Sikkati. Vimochayan Chittang Assa Sissami Sikkati. Vimochayan Chittang Passa Sissami Sikkati. Aniccanupassī Assa Sissami Sikkati. Aniccanupassī Passa Sissami Sikkati. Virāgānupassī Assa Sissami Sikkati. Virāgānupassī Passa Sissami Sikkati. Nirodhānupassī Assa Sissami Sikkati. Nirodhānupassī Passa Sissami Sikkati. Patinissagganupassī Assa Sissami Sikkati. Patinissagganupassī Passa Sissami Sikkati. Ayang uccatānanda ānāpānasati. Sacekho tvang ānanda girimānandassa bhikkhuno upasankamitva. Imā dasa saññā bhāseyyāsi. Thānaṁ khopanetāṁ vijjatiyam girimānandassa bhikkhuno. Imā dasa saññā sutva so ābādho thāna so patippasambheyya. Atakho ayasma ānando bhagavato santike imā dasa saññā uggahetva. Yenāyasmā girimānando tenupasankami. Upasankamitva ayasmato girimānandassa imā dasa saññā abhāsi. Etena sacca vajjena dukkha upasamentu te. Etena sacca vajjena bhaya upasamentu te. Etena sacca vajjena roga upasamentu te. Ākāsattā ca bhummattā devā nāgā mahiddhikā. Puñyantaṁ anumoditvā chiraṁ rakkhantu loka sāsanaṁ. Ākāsattā ca bhummattā devā nāgā mahiddhikā. Puñyantaṁ anumoditvā chiraṁ rakkhantu Dhamma desanaṁ. Ākāsattā ca bhummattā devā nāgā mahiddhikā. Puñyantaṁ anumoditvā chiraṁ rakkhantu maṁ paranti. Devo vassatu kālena sassa sampatti hetu ca. Pīto bhavatu loko ca rājā bhavatu dhammiko. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So you are joining to our online broadcast, which we started at 6:30, worshipping the Buddha and then listening to Parita chanting, some form of religious practices that will help you to settle your mind down as well as reflect on the qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and listen to the chanting and also have peace of mind. The chanting is also dedicated to everyone who is ill, so may they all recover. May they all have speedy recovery. May they have the blessings of the triple gem and gain good health and enjoy good health as well. We also dedicated the chanting to all the key workers, especially NHS staff, the doctors and nurses working tirelessly to look after the patients and take care of them. So may they have determination, courage to continue their valuable services. So today the sponsors were Mr. Chandima Samwandi and Mrs. Gayani Kalugalage with their children Shania and Taruk, and their intention was to bless their parents as well. So may they have good health, happiness, success, and may they have long life, and may they enjoy good health throughout. Also, they would like to wish their friend's mother, who is ill at the moment, Mrs. Vinita Malkanti. So the dedication is also to them for their good health, happiness, and success, and may she recover quickly as well. So with all those kind intention, we have broadcasted this online for your participation from home. So now we are going to spend the next few minutes reflecting on the Dhamma, as well as finishing off with the Metta meditation. So during this Vas retreat, we decided to continue our reflection on the Dhamma by reflecting on the words of wisdom of the Buddha, and unpack those things so that we can enhance our knowledge of the Dhamma, as well as to practice however possible. So the book Dhammapada is in the Sutta, in the Khuddaka Nikaya, and it has 423 verses. So if you are new to this, remember that this is not uttered by the Buddha in one go. So it was uttered by the Buddha, given the situation, given the people and incidents, and then the Dhamma, the reflection or the advice given by the Buddha was for the well-being of others. And if we follow some of these advices, I'm sure we can find happiness throughout. So over the last few days, we were reflecting on the actions that one would do. So your actions, are such that whatever you do, it normally does affect you, because whether or not you do it consciously or unconsciously, whatever you do affects your future in some way. So the gathas that we reflected were on the basis of a person who did negative actions, and so this Chundasukara was a pork butcher who actually killed so many pigs, and in the end, before dying, he also happened to squeal like a pig, and when the Buddha was informed about this, the Buddha told that it is because of his actions that he happened to be guilty, as well as repent, and therefore he eventually was born in a woeful state. The second Gatha was about the good deeds that you do, and it is based on the story of Dhammika, who remembered all the good deeds closer to his death, and with that he was pleased that he had done good deeds, and therefore he was born in a pleasant state after his death. So we were looking at the word punya and kusala, and so we reflected on what makes our actions merit or punya. So we discussed that if there are certain the thought processes or the condition of the mind, if it is not tainted with greed, hate, and ignorance, And any actions done can be categorized in two ways. Punya, if you take in a sense like kamma, punya will be that that you could be happy by having done such good deed, by thinking that you have done such good deed, and chittang punati ti punyang. So then this is a merit. So when you look like that, all the merit accumulated do therefore come back, like if you the actions have results. So therefore all the deeds that you do and the good deeds, you will have good results either this life or next life or in future lives. So this is what we looked at in the last few days. And yesterday we then looked at how when we categorize punya into three, like dana, sila, bhavana, or generosity, morality, and meditation. So that is called trividha punya. Furthermore, to actually categorize as dasa punya kriya, or 10 meritorious deeds, we looked at how even a simple action like generosity can bring about, or we can turn that if we look at ways of transforming that into a wholesome act by looking at the skills based strategies. So dana is about about giving, but when we look at it from the skills based or kusala or wholesome approach, when you learn how to release, when you learn how to sacrifice, when you learn how to let go, it is a wholesome, or it is a skillful act. So we discussed a little bit about it yesterday, about this skillful act. So if you want to catch up, you can go on our Facebook and YouTube channel, lmmc.online, to just skip to the Dhamma reflection point, and then listen to the section where we spoke a little bit about letting go. So today I would like to also refer a bit into the thing that we normally feel sometimes disturbed or unhappy by certain things when we can't let go. And I'd like to focus a little bit on the words like clinging, and the words like tendencies or habits. So lots of the time our unhappiness or our state of mind loses peace, or we lose the peace of mind when we hold, or when we bring into our mindsets the things that we don't like, or the things that we actually think should be in your way, or the way you think, and therefore we slowly feel disturbed all the time, because yesterday we discussed that until and unless we learn how to let go, we will always germinate our minds with that memory or incident, and would like to and always want it in a different way. So if we look at like that, sometimes we do have something that we deep inside, hidden traits, such as our likes and dislikes, slowly being nurtured so much that we tend to develop a small habit without our knowledge. And here the habit is about something like the tendency. So a habit is something like tendency. Sometimes it becomes such a tendency that it might even turn into a reflex, that every time that happens, you automatically you are accustomed or tuned or programmed to act in such ways. Now this is quite obvious when when you see a friend of yours, because you might not see this in your personal ways of thinking, but when you might see in another person So some people might have a habit of swearing, some people might have a habit of shouting, some people might have a tendency of always referring to themselves in a self-centered way. Some people might have a tendency of a complaining attitude, because never see a positive side, always want to criticize and make a complaint or make a point. Sometimes you might use this word as fault finding. You might want to find a fault of others. So the tendency of that complaining mind is such that there'll never be peace. There'll never be happiness, because every time it is about you, or it is about we don't see it in others sometimes. Because if you take a mirror, you are the one that is always complaining, you are the one that is always criticizing. And yesterday we referred to as we bring all this knowledge bank that we have even to make comments, and this is quite sometimes harmful for relationships, harmful for your own peace of mind. Okay, so say for example, in a relationship as husband and wife, or even like parents and children, we always, if you always start finding fault and always try to see that you are the one in charge, you are the one that should actually be listened to, then we are coming to a point where it is the root of this fixated view that I always talk about, this fixed opinion. If you link this to the Four Noble Truth, maybe it is like we are failing to accept the reality of change, or the reality of an incident. So then it becomes dukkha. It becomes, we fail to accept, and we feel, when we fail to accept what happened, then we feel that we are trying to take in charge, we're trying to be in control of the other person. They have to see it in my way, they have to do it in my way, they have to do what I say. And sometimes it can even be sometimes too much, in a sense that if even they say something about your comment, you feel more offended, or if they say something about a friend of yours, because of your attachment or clinging to that person or relationship with that person, you feel so offended. You even get angry sometimes when someone criticizes the person that you support, maybe in politics or maybe in other areas of society. So we see that this sort of nature, if we are not mindful, it becomes a habit, a tendency. It becomes so natural that you fail to see that you are in such a way. So we have to always use like every incident like a mirror, or what did I do, what am I looking for in this. So this fault finding attitude, or critical or complaining an attitude, is sometimes difficult to get out of, because you've developed that into such a habit, such a that's why you use the word tendency. It's like a reflex, and when you forget about it, you at once say something. Even if you don't do it, you sometimes will maybe even think, after a couple of minutes, I should have said this, no. So in here, as I said earlier, if you look at the word, the dukkha, that for someone failing to understand that whether that incident or something is is beyond control, we start sort of being putting ourselves in a red zone, or putting ourselves in an uncomfortable zone. That's why the Buddha said, in the second noble truth, the way to happiness is not actually, trying to put yourself into such situation, but trying to actually identify, that this mind is sometimes in a state of never being, contented. It's always expecting something. And if you actually identify that in a relationship, we should always, think, rather than what am I getting out of this relationship, or this connection, or this act. You should just completely, be, detached from that, in a sense, whatever you do, whatever you say, you got to actually not expect anything. So that's why the materialistic giving that we actually used as an example to start off with is when you give something, you give freely, you give without expectation. The moment you actually give with connections, or you actually give with hidden agendas, you are the one that is always going to suffer. You are going to suffer even having done such a good deed. Therefore, when you actually are in a relationship, or in any relationship, in any sort of like an incident, any scenario, never ever put yourself into an expectation mode. Now this can be seen in the second noble truth as sensual expectations, called kama tanha. So something that you like, something that you expect. The second is bhava tanha, that you want that to last longer, whatever experience that is positive, that you think is entertaining, yourself. And then if there is something that is not entertaining, you want it to not exist, or you want it to, you have such a tendency that you actually can be so frustrated, or so sort of irritated that things are not coming to a stop. Okay. So you become a prisoner if you keep on, nurturing these tendencies. Imagine you were, stuck in a traffic light. You are stuck there. You can't change it. You got to accept that it is red, or the traffic jam is there. You cannot get out of it. You're not a Superman, a superhero to actually change everything, and even lift your vehicle and then go to wherever your destination is. Now, so we have to realize that clinging to this expectation, having this expectation, whether it is people, whether it is belief, whether it is politics, whether it is even your personal lifestyle, your personal body, your family, they are all actually leading to expectations. And as much as we give something without expectation, always be with the incident, be with the experience without expectation. So letting go of this tendency is something that we have to really, really master. Letting go of this sort of habitual, works or responses or reflexes that we do knowingly or unknowingly, is something that is harmful for the peace of mind. Okay, so therefore we have to, we shouldn't nurture these expectations in any given scenario. We shouldn't nurture these expectations. I said yesterday, I spoke about letting go of the negative, or something that is hurtful. Sometimes we have to let go of what even was good as well, because lots of us actually have these sentimental values and we cherish certain things. We have to learn how to let go of all our good experiences as well, because every time that good experience, if you don't let go, then it will also be another point of comparison for us. We will go back and then always make a criticism of the current experience. We'll always not be happy with the current situation or current experience. Hence, yesterday I said that it is that expectation that creates the gap between your reality now to your expectation. And the more you actually add to this, the more the gap becomes wider. So even good memories, sometimes have to be let go on. Yes, we need to learn lessons, but but after that we need to let go. We need to let go of the good memories, for some because we every time we will then refer to that and then not be happy with the current one, because future is completely different, the conditions now are completely different. We have to be mindful of that. The moment, as I said, we fail to accept that, if we fail to accept that the current situation is also in a conditional format, we'll always be suffering, we'll always be unhappy, we'll always be in a mode of comparing things to the past, whether it is good or bad. That's why the Buddha said in the Alagatthupam Sutta, even my teaching, take it as a boat, raft, and leave it at the river. Don't carry it home. He's trying to say that once you use the Dhamma to develop your wholesome thoughts, wholesome actions, wholesome deeds, then you have to actually, then the Dhamma will also be something that, because you already gone to that state, you don't, you can let go of it. You can let go of the rituals and rites in certain ways, because once it has helped you to it in a certain state, then you don't, just because the boat was helpful for you to cross the river, we don't take it home. We don't actually hold it into our minds. Okay, so take the Dhamma as a raft, take the Dhamma as a river, as a boat that was helpful. So that might be in the ultimate sense, because unless we actually refer to the Dhamma and practice, we will not be able to come to that state. But what I was saying was, even the good thoughts and good memories, we feel sad when someone passes away. We feel sad when we lose something. Now this is what sometimes we cling ourselves to that incident or to that person in a memory. We cling into those memories, we cling into those experiences, we cling into our likes, we cling into our good memories, and always not enjoy the current moment, because we are comparing always to that. So yesterday when I said about the negatives, so today it is also about our some certain things that we have to be able to let go. So like good memories and good ideas, because they also will bring a bit of unhappiness, because you will think, oh, why can't it happen now? Why isn't this going to be good in this way now? So it is then causing another moment of unhappiness. So therefore the Buddha said in the second noble truth, we got to let go of this attachment, kama tanha, that what pleases you, you got to be able to let go. What pleases you, whether it is sensual, whether it is in the mind. So the kama tanha, bhava tanha, the wanting, the continuation of it, a continuance of it, or wanting to actually be in a different situation, different, wanting it to be, more, or whatever you have, not being happy with, whatever you. So everything is karma and bhava. If you are stuck in a traffic light and you think, why am I stuck? That is vibhava tanha. Sometimes we want to be out of it, rather than actually, be there, because you just realize that it is not just for yourself that this is happening. So it is happening to everyone. And and not being able to understand the impermanence. That's why we develop vibhava tanha all the time. We develop this desire to not exist, because we don't understand the impermanence. So when it is sadness as well, we develop this situation where I hope next time this won't happen. I don't want to be in this situation. We don't realize that thing that you're experiencing now is even impermanent. So all in all, it's about, because these are the tendencies we don't realize. These are the habitual thinking and habitual pattern that we have unconsciously we work into this. We work with these, in the putting that in the forefront. It's not just about the baggage that I said yesterday, like throwing things from your memories, all the negative and all the things that hurt you, the emotional wise, because like the tea bag I used yesterday. We should never visit the tea bag, that we put in the bin. Similarly, when we say about the letting go, nekkhamma sankappa, letting go, that we practice from dana, is about being able to let go of our attachment to our own personal views. This is my way, this is the way it should happen. We need to learn how to get rid of this. Once we learn how to get rid of this attachment to our personal views, then these fixed views, then we will be able to get rid of our complaining mind. Letting go of the complaining mind, always making a criticism, always finding a fault in someone or something, and always expecting something in return, because that critical mind will always try to find, the complaining mind will always try to find faults in others because it doesn't match to your expected view or expectation. So failing to understand this, what happens is we always think that if this doesn't happen to my way, and then you start developing what we call anger and resistance and this and that, and then that stops us from understanding the reality of pain, because we have then deluded into that zone of anger. We forget why we are angry. We always find faults in the other person. You are the one that I got angry, rather than actually it's your critical habitual tendency mind that actually was trying to find something in that particular incident. So the Buddha said, the more if you have to identify this, and if you don't identify this, the dukkha will always be there with you. Dukkha will always be there because you have deluded yourself in trying to think that you are in charge. You are in charge of your body, you are in charge of other people, you are in charge of the family, you are in charge of the incident. These are all deluded concepts because or mindsets, because nothing is in charge, but no one can be in charge. The more you think that you are in charge, the more you think that it should be your way, you're the one that is going to suffer. Okay, so so we have to accept that this suffering is from the clinging or from the attachment to our fixated views, and if you go deeper, we call this attachment to the mental formation, or the sankhara dukkha or panchupadana khanda dukkha, if you know those terms. It is a clinging to these five aggregates. These five aggregates. So sankhara is this what I've been talking about. These are tendencies. So that's why I refer to the story yesterday, that when this tendency becomes such a norm, it goes beyond your life as well. That's why the Buddha is said to be Bhagava. The ninth quality of the Buddha is Bhagava. Means he has not brought these tendencies to his enlightenment. He actually is lucky not to have these tendencies, habits in this life or after enlightenment. Okay, but Devadatta, from the time he got angry, he wanted to take revenge. It continued to every life, and even in the last moment, in this life, in the Buddha's time, in his last life, in the Buddha's last life, he tried to kill the Buddha many times. Okay, so all in all, learn how to let go of not just the negative things, sometimes even the good memories, so that they don't become the reason for your future expectations. I repeat that again. Learn how to let go not just the good, the hurtful memories, but also some good memories, because they always become the source or the point of reference to our future expectations in giving anything. So unless you are mindful of that, that becomes the tendency, expecting everything all the time. We forget to become we forget to practice equanimity. Okay, so I hope this has given some good understanding of letting go, or letting go of desires, desires to your expectations, or attachment to expectations, and attachment to your future wantings. So therefore, the more you are practicing letting go, the more you are practicing altruistically, your duties and services, no matter to what connection you are, whether it is as a family member, as a spouse, as a husband, wife, as children, or as parents, as in the society. Always try to reduce some sort of high expectations in your services. Do it completely freely, altruistically and compassionately. Then we will easily be able to practice letting go, and then develop contentment, and eventually also have the peace of mind that we are always thinking about. Okay, so I hope this has been a good reflection. So now we will do meditation. So sit straight. Right hand on your left palm. So balance body. Hands to yourself. Right hand on your left palm. And gently close your eyes. Just think about the expectation that I was talking about, and just free yourself from everything. No expectations. Don't even expect anything from meditation when you do meditation. That is the general advice. Not to expect anything even in meditation. Okay, so don't expect a result in a different way, but this is simply a practice to still the mind and develop kindness from there. So think about your personal sitting at the moment, very quiet, peaceful. Complete contrast from the way you were before 6:30. Peaceful, quiet. So be happy and appreciate and praise yourself that you are well enough to attend this session. Happy about your good health. Praise the people that are sitting with you, around you. Be thankful for their support. And be mindful of their presence while you are practicing this. If some members of your family are not attending, it's okay. Don't comment, don't criticize. Let them be the way they are, and thank them for supporting you and not disturbing you. Even if they disturb, don't pay attention. Let go of those. And just focus on your stillness. Now think about the concept of loving kindness, a state of mind where genuine well-wishing thoughts arise, no conditions, no expectations, but complete well-wishing. When there are expectations and you feel more painful, when you set conditions, you become selfish. When you look at the connections, you develop attachment. When you look at your incidents that may have happened, you develop anger. So letting go of everything brings that peace in your mind, no restlessness, no worries, no anxiety, no fear. So this state of mind is very peaceful, and wishing everyone well. Now we reflect on these lines. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to me. May no problems come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May I always meet with success. May I also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May I be free from anger. May I be free from jealousy. May I be free from frustration, anxiety and worries. May I be free from pain and suffering. And we wish others the same. May my parents, grandparents, teachers, uncles and aunts and in-laws, husband, wife or partner, children, grandchildren, brothers, sisters, cousins, nephews and nieces, friends, colleagues at work, neighbors, and some neutral people you meet daily. May they all be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May they be free from anger, jealousy and frustration. May they be free from anxiety and worries. May they be free from pain and suffering. May all living beings, including your pets, birds, animals and insects that come in your garden, seen and unseen beings, including all sentient beings, be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they also have the patience, courage and understanding to meet and overcome difficulties in life. May they be free from pain and suffering. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May I be free from pain and suffering. So that is the end of today's broadcast. We will be holding this broadcast from 6:30 onwards until the 24th of so daily for about 1 hour or 1.5 hours until 24th of October during this vast retreat, rains retreat. So today we had the generous sponsorship of Mr. Chandima Samuhandi and Mrs. Gayani Kalugalge with their children Chennaya and Taruk, and they sponsored this to dedicate for the well-being, good health and happiness of their parents and the family members, including their children. So may they be successful in their education. May everyone, even on this online community, may they be well, happy and peaceful, and may you enjoy good health. They also would like to dedicate this to the well-being or speedy recovery of Mrs. Vinita Malkanti, who has been ill for a while. So we bless all of you for your good health, happiness and success. So we hope you will join tomorrow again at 6:30. So thank you for joining us today so far. We wish you all the very best. Have a happy evening. Sadhu, sadhu.